The only difference between winning and losing is acting or waiting. Many people have waited, and it's been exactly 4 months since I started the first Aurum account in Canada, and now we're expanding. Many of you who see this video were contacted by me, but you waited, and you waited, and it's the end of the year, and you're still waiting. And you could be waiting till 2026 is ended and 2027. By then, there will be millions of people in the business right here because it's growing like wildfires across the world. Here's an example of what I'm going to share with you. The training that is being shared tonight is goal setting. You need to have some specific, measurable, smart goals are specific, measurable, relevant goals that you need to set for yourself, and you put them on paper. My pen and paper is always ready. I'm always a lifetime student. If you're a lifetime learner, there's no way that God will not help you out. Why? Because the more you know, the more you do. And I'm encouraging you to take this seriously, because within the next 3 to 5 years, lives will be changed. Millionaires will be made right here. Why? Because of the system. You have a burning desire, you're willing to learn, and you never give up. The fourth thing you need for total success is a proven system. This system is proven. The gentleman that's giving the training right now tonight is one of the first millionaires, one of the second millionaire in the company. And I'm taking you directly there. So stay tuned and take some notes. Learn. This is training. This is for those of you who've signed up. Maybe have funded your account, maybe have not funded your account, maybe you need to upgrade your account, maybe you need to max up and top up, just like I did. I would never ask anyone to do anything that I wouldn't do first. I'm the scout. I take a lot of risks. I take a lot of dangers. I endure a lot of pain. Why? Because I love to help people. See, money makes good people better and bad people worse. And I know I have a good heart, and I know I'm here to develop a big team in Canada because Canada's suffering. As a financial advisor for 10 years, I sat down knee to knee with thousands of people, doctors, engineers, nurses, workers, support workers, almost nobody. I mean, 9 out of 10 people have not saved over $50,000, and they're just living month to month. This company has given me a chance not only to withdraw money from the Visa card that I received, use it on the subway as a subway card, use it to buy food, everything that you ever need, you can use it. And if you just subscribe to this channel, you should ask me for a link to register, like hundreds of people have already done it in the last 4 months. Friends, money loves speed. Whatever you got to do, make up your decision and do it now, because this is the time. Join us on this incredible presentation right now. I'm going to take you right to the meeting room, to the Zoom room, and share with you what's happening inside of Aurum and how you can get trained on this incredible system and use it to free yourself and your family.
Across 50 plus countries, the annual Aurum Global Summit gathers 5,000 leaders. By 2033 to 2035, Aurum Neobank enters the top 5 global neobanks with a valuation of $10 billion.
Enjoy. The commercials going on. And here is the start.
AI manages over $5 billion in assets. RWA exceeds $20 billion. We are present in 75 countries with 1,000 global partners and over 100,000 terminals. The Aurum Global Summit brings together 10,000 industry leaders. Aurum becomes the symbol of a new financial era, a system that made finance accessible to everyone, a story that has already transformed the industry, and a future that already belongs to us.
I see the hearts going. Yeah, it's like it's almost like the New Year celebrations. The crescendo of music is fantastic, and that's what we find interesting, ladies and gentlemen. It's the 10-year vision this company has set out for us, 10 years in advance of what their Brian Benson has set up, which is phenomenal. Really, really pleased let's just go down and see who's in the house tonight. This is our training on a Sunday evening. This is really not for the new guests, I suppose. Although if you were new, that's fine as well. You're kind of seeing us on the under the bonnet. It's like, yeah, it's like looking under the bonnet before you buy the car. If you're here right now, but if you're already in the business, this is really for you. You'll have more understanding. The second thing I would say is if you're just an investor in the project, then you don't need to be here really, because as an investor, you only need to learn two things: how to deposit, how to withdraw. That's it. Just 2 clicks. That's all you need. So you're trained. You can go. You can take off for Christmas. You can take off for the new year. But the rest of you guys, you got to get busy here. You got to, let's understand the business a little bit better. Let's learn how we can develop a successful business. That would be, I suppose, beneficial for everybody. How you develop a successful business. So what we like to do, just on a Sunday evening, it's maybe not the best day, but I think prior to the week starting, I think a Sunday evening, for us it's Sunday evening, for you it might be afternoon, for some of you it might be early in the morning, but I think it's a good time to get your business established for the week ahead. What you're going to achieve this week, what days you're going to work, which events you're going to attend, who you're going to promote, working on your list, who can you invite to the presentation. Those type of things would be things you need to be thinking about probably on a Sunday, so that your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is effective. Okay, if you leave it to Monday's nearly too late to worry about Monday. Does that make sense? You nearly kind of need to work in advance. So with that said, today's just about giving you some tips, hints, things like that to help you out. And I'm going to record tonight's training. Let's see what we can do over here.
We are already recording, my friend. Thank you.
Your guests might say they tried to get in and the link wasn't working. Wow. Thank you from Guadalajara in Mexico for reaching out to me first today. They told me the links expired. I went, no, the links, what? It couldn't expire. And I think I did 60 Zooms, 60 Zooms, and I set it up for months. And it just came to the end, and I went, oh, I didn't know it was at the end. So I was panicking before this. I go, oh my goodness, how do I get the same link back? Now it's easy to create a new Zoom, but have a different link. So then everybody wouldn't have got it on time. And I just went to old Zooms and I went, I don't know what I did. I clicked edit and I tried to use the same link and change the date, did something crazy, and that didn't work. But I did it a second and third time and it did work. That just shows you, if you keep trying and you fail, you keep trying and you fail, sometime you're going to get it right. Wow, I was lucky. Now I've only set it up for tonight. So after this, I need to go back and figure out how do I set it up for another range of presentations. But Guadalajara, thank you very much. UK John, thank you very much. Ava in South Africa, thank you very much. You were the guys that reached out. The rest of you didn't care whether it worked or not. Just kidding. Just kidding. Big group on tonight. I'm surprised. On what we call the mouth of Christmas or the holiday season. Here we are on the 21st of December, and what a turnout tonight. That does tell me you are interested in your business. And really, this business, you've got one of the important parts. There are only 3 parts to being successful here, and all of you guys have got one part definitely sorted. There's only 2 more parts you need to work on. So let's get this started.
Recording in progress.
Well, thank you for attending this training. We're going to give you some tips, some hints, maybe a little bit of work to do to try and help you create or design a business that might be successful for you. And it's always good at this time of day, this time of the week, to prepare for the week ahead. And that's what we're doing. We're here really to speak to those of you that have already got started. You're already in our business, and this might be your first or second look to decide, well, how can I develop a successful business? What can I learn to help me develop a successful business? Well, there's no right way, no wrong way of doing this business. Every leader has a different view, a different way of doing things. Some are better than others, but really, I don't think you can say the wrong thing to the right person. I'll say it again. I don't think you could say the wrong thing to the right person. And you could say all the right things to the wrong person. It wouldn't matter what you said to them. You know, they're just not going to do it. And it's a bit like we're all different, aren't we? We're all different. You know, we don't all drive the same car. We don't all wear the same brand of clothing. We don't all, you know, live in the same type of house. We're all different. So what I hope to do is maybe, share with you a few tips and hints to show you how I've developed teams before, how I build my business. I'm no authority. I have been reasonably successful. I built a team of just less than 1 million people. I did that. It took me 12 years. It's a long time in the business, but it took me 12 years to do that. But that's not the point. I live in a small country with 5 million people, and if you can build a big team like that from a small country, then if I can do it, I know you could do it. So what we'd like to do is maybe try and help our new guests, those of you that are new to the platform, just to give you work out some kind of plan for success. And you can see this guy running up the stairs. This is the bot going up and up and up and up. You can think of that as the bot running up. That's your account growing and growing and growing. But maybe it's you running up the stairs of the rank affiliate program. And we all want to progress. We all want to move forward. So I'm going to try and give you some tips and hints to help you do that. I think the most important thing you've got to do is decide why. Why Aurum? Why did you join Aurum? Why did you like Aurum? Why are you on this training? Why do you attend webinars? What is it that you feel about this that's good? What do you want from it? What is your end goal? Why? You see, I can show you how to build a business. That's easy. I can show you on the flip chart. It take me 10 minutes to show you how to build a business. But what's more important than that is why are you in the business? What is it you need from it? And don't say, I need more money. Because yes, you do. Everybody needs more money. The government needs more money. The shopkeeper needs more money. Your next door neighbor needs more money. Your best friend needs more money. Yeah. People you meet on the street, strangers need more money. The charities need more money. The church needs more money. Everybody needs more money. So yes, more money is a lovely subject because everyone wants more money. But what I want to figure out is, what would you do with that money? What would you do with the money? That's how you establish your goals. That's how you work out. So what I'd like to do is give you all, hypothetically, $1 million tonight. And if we were in a live event, you know what I would do? I would take a checkbook and I'd write out your name. Yeah, Tom Smith. Yes, Susan. Can. And I would write $1 million. 1,000,000,000 6 zeros. And I give you the $1 million. And I would say, okay, I want you to take this home tonight. And I want you to figure out, what would you do with that $1 million? What is the best use case for that money? And most people would not know what to do with it. Most people, you know why? Because most people don't have $1 million. How could you know what to do? Some people say, well, I would pay off my mortgage. Well, silly you, that might be a very bad idea. Oh, but my mortgage is horrible. It's I have to pay it every month. I'm struggling. Yeah, but the money you borrowed might be on a very good rate. And you could do better with the $1 million than pay off the mortgage. Maybe there's better ways to make the million into 2 million and then pay off the house. Or maybe, so you need to figure out what to do with $1 million. And what I would say is, get a book. I call it a diary, a calendar. I have a book like this. It's just full. Every day is full. I work off old school. I write notes. I take notes. I use the flip chart. I use jotters, and it keeps me on track. Now I know there's new tech that you can use, like phones. You get PDFs and smart. I don't know what you call those things, Excel sheets and all that stuff. I can't do that stuff, but I can write. So I can write down, I have an appointment with you at 10, an appointment here into India at 11, and I have an appointment at 3 o'clock into Norway, and I have an appointment into Mexico at 9 o'clock, and I have a Zoom just before that at 8 o'clock, and I've trained. I can take all those notes. Very easy for me to keep track. But I think you should have some kind of book like this because it's in your way and you always see it and you can relate to it and you go, okay, what am I to do tomorrow? And you can look and say, tomorrow's busy. Wow, I have 4 appointments. Okay, right. And you can structure your day when you see it in front of you. And that's what I like to do. And in your training, you could use the part of the book that you haven't written on to write your list of goals, or you can do an exercise like $1 million, decide how would you spend $1 million. Maybe you don't pay off the house. Maybe you just, I don't know, maybe you do an extension to your existing house, or maybe you want a new bathroom in the house or a new kitchen. Maybe that's okay. And some of you say, I want a new car. Well, maybe that's not the clever thing to do. A new car, when you take it out of the garage, out of the dealership, it devalues straight away. You might lose 20%. So why don't you buy a car that's 8 months old, or a car that's nearly a year old, and you save 20,000 by not losing depreciation, because the car will take you to the shop anyway. It just doesn't have to be a brand new one. So I'm not a financial advisor, but what you need to do is you need to calculate what would you do. I think I would give away 10% to charity. I think I would give 10% away to charity. I feel at this time of year for the poor people out on the streets, the homeless, would it be lovely to do something for them, provide them with a meal? I'd like to do something for technology, for medical industry, for cancer. My father died of cancer, so sometimes you relate to a particular thing because it has affected you. My mother had Alzheimer's. Maybe I'd like to donate to Alzheimer's to help that progress. But what are you here on the planet for? What would you like to be remembered for? What is it you're going to achieve in this world? So you should have some big goals. You might be the person that set up that shelter in your city, in your town. You donated, because you had $1 million, you donated 100,000 to put a down payment on this building that's now this great place where it can house 60 homeless or something. So think of big lofty goals, what you could do with $1 million, not for you, but certainly think about putting 10% away to help others. I think that would be a nice thing to do. So you need to think about things like that and then decide what's important. And a good way of doing it, I myself and my wife do this. What we do every year, we do it next week. We don't do it now. We do it next week before the new year starts. Everybody always does their New Year goals, probably on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, or some of these don't even bother anymore. But there is a big importance in that. And the problem for most people is about 3 days to 3 weeks afterwards, they've forgotten about those goals. They established it. Hey, next year I'm going to lose some weight, or next year I'm going to put on some weight, or next year I'm going to get fit, or next year. And they've used that excuse from September. Well, I was going to start my diet, but it's coming up to Christmas. No, maybe I'll start the new year. Or hey, I was going to take out a gym membership, but who wants a gym membership in October, November? I'll just wait to the new year. I'm going to take out a membership. I'm going to get fitter. I'm going to get healthy. So people always procrastinate their goals, push them away. But there's something I do on a daily basis. But the big goal set that we do is in the whole family get involved, because the family's important to understand why you're doing this as well. Like my kids used to say, why is Dad down in the office shouting at his computer? Why is Dad down in the office shouting at his computer again? Because maybe what they hear up there is me shouting at the computer. And why is Dad laughing at himself? I'm talking to all these people here. But you know what I mean? So we have to set goals that Dad's working, right? Dad's working, Dad's doing presentation, Dad's doing training. So why? We have to reward ourselves. We have to reward the family. And we might say, if we're successful next year, you know what? We might take a cruise. We might take the whole family away on a cruise. Or if we're successful, I want to, maybe change my wife's car. Wouldn't that be nice? Or whatever it is. So I think you need to align your goals with those you live with and your family and your partners. And that's a great thing to do as well. So what I do is I send my wife, let's say I'm in the kitchen, she can go to the TV room. Or if I'm in the TV room or the office, she can go to a different part of the house. and we set an alarm for 30 minutes. So you say, set alarm for 30 minutes, and the alarm starts to go. And then what we do is we write down our goals. So she writes her list, I write my list. We're separated, so we can't see what we're doing. And then when the alarm goes, ding, 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 oh, we have to stop. And the idea is to write 101 different goals, 101. And you won't get writing 101 because your finger will be sore. When you're writing like this, your finger gets all squashed at the end because it's sore, because you haven't written in a long time. You might get 17 goals or 36 or 41. You won't get them all done. And I don't either, because I start dreaming. So if I say, yeah, I want to go take the whole family on a cruise, I go, oh, that would be nice. A cruise. Where would I go on a cruise? Wow, I'd love to do the Mediterranean, or I'd love to do the Caribbean, or I'd love to do, wow, which boat will I go on? Oh, and I start dreaming into the goal, and I lose time for writing down all of the 101 goals. So I'm slow, but I shouldn't do that. I should do it fast and then go back and list which ones are important. What's the important goals? If you'll have 101 goals, might be a new wardrobe, might be a new car, might be help a charity, it might be move house to a warmer climate, might be eat better food, might be so many things you need to do. But after the 30 minutes, the two of you come together, or the family come together, and you put it out in the list. You say, okay, guys, let's see what we want to achieve this year. What's 2026 going to do for us? And I said to my wife, okay, what's your first goal? And she said, no, I'm not telling you. You tell me yours. I said, no. I asked you first. What's the first goal? She said, no, you tell me. I said, what's your first goal? She said, well, kitchen. You want a new kitchen? That's what you want, a new kitchen. Yeah, I deserve a new kitchen. This kitchen, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, kitchen's not even on my list. Well, there you go. So we're not thinking alike, are we? So what did I write down? You want another horse? A horse? What do you want a horse for? You've got horses. You don't need more horses. And then you go, what's your second goal? Well, I'd like to go on a holiday. Wow. I said the same. Number 5 was holiday. Where did you put down? I didn't put it down. What did you put down? I put down a cruise. Oh, do you want to go on a cruise? I don't like the ocean. I'm afraid of the sea. And can you see what's happening? The family get together and they start organizing and prioritizing what's important for the family. And you can bring the kids in this too. What do the kids want? It's a bit like the Santa list. Yeah, you ask the little kids, hey, what's Santa bringing you? What would you like Santa? And the kids just start going, oh, I want a new tractor, and I want a new teddy bear, and I want a new shop, and I want. The kids are great at it. Kids just tell you they want everything. So they can write a big list, but we need to get back into that kid mentality and write our list and find out what is important. And you'll realize what becomes important when you analyze these and go, you know what? Our problem is we don't have enough cash flow. Our problem is all our money comes in every week, but it goes out the same week. The money that comes in leaves. The money comes in leaves. And most people in the world end up with no money at the end of the week. In fact, they have more week than money. So the money comes in on Friday, let's say, and by Wednesday, it's all gone. And they have to starve Thursday and Friday. The money comes in. Well, lots of people live like that. We call it over here hand to mouth, hand to mouth. That's the expression we use, money in, money out. And people end up not saving, not putting it away. So you should have some saving goals, but finding out why you're in the business. The reason is when you know what you want, it's easier to get there. It's easier to go there. Imagine you drove outside your driveway and you go onto the road, you're about to turn left or right outside the house. What way do you go? You go left or you go right? There's a question. What's the answer? Well, you don't know, do you? Why? Well, you haven't decided where you're going. Are you going to the shop? Are you going to the bank? Are you going to the post office? Where are you going? So when you know where you're going, you can make a decision. I go into the road and I go left. Because if I go right, that's going the wrong direction. Then you go left. I go down to the bottom of the road. When I come to the junction, I go left again. I go down to the lights. At the lights, I take a right, go onto the freeway, and I head down there about 4 kilometers. And I turn off, and it takes me to the shop. So you will be able to get where you want to go when you know where you're going. And most people don't do that very, very, very simple exercise. And when I heard this years ago, I went, sounds reasonable, but I didn't do it. And then I heard it again. I went, wow, they're telling me to do this again, and I didn't do it. And then I went to a different seminar and I heard another guy say, he says the same thing as those two. I'm going to do it. But I didn't. And I heard it again and I didn't do it. But once I started doing it, once I started writing up what I wanted, writing up my goals, start prioritizing, I found direction and things started to happen. I turned the invisible into the visible. I'll tell you in a moment what happened. I wanted a two-seater Mercedes convertible roadster. Does any of you know what a two-seater Mercedes convertible roadster is? A roadster. It's the Mercedes 500 SL. SL, not SLX, SL. Go and look. What is a Mercedes 500 SL? I had this dream. I wanted this car. And I didn't know how I was going to get it. And I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. But after training like this, I did what the guy said. I said, okay. He said, go down to the garage and go and look at the car. And go and see, do you really like it? Do you like the wheels? Do you like the color? Get into the car, smell the car, smell the leather, touch the car. Imagine driving down. Imagine pressing the button and the roof comes off, goes down. 16 seconds, my Mercedes. I could drive up to the lights, stop, press the button, and as I'm stopped, the roof goes into the back of the car in 16 seconds. Before the lights change, then I can go. So I had to test this and get a test drive and get the catalog, get the book that comes with, and have that book, have that image, have that picture in your house. Mercedes 500 SL, my car. And have it sitting on the table. If you see it every day, and find out the price. Can you finance it? Can you afford to pay it outright? So what I did was I started to cut out a picture of the Mercedes, beautiful roadster. And in our kitchen, we had these corner cupboards, glass cupboards, and they had lead on them, like cross lead down their glass cupboards in the corner. You could see into them. So I took a picture of the car and I stuck it inside the lead. You just slip it down behind the lead and you can just see it sitting there. On the outside of the cupboard. So my wife came in and says, what's this doing here? I said, that's my new car. New car? What do you mean it's your new car? Yeah, that's my new car. Dream on, she said. So the next day, the car was there. The next day, the car was there. And every time you go to get a glass, you can see this car. And I also had it in my bedroom. I also had it in my office, the book. And I had dreamed for this car, and I kept thinking about the car. And it was invisible. But I made it visible. And maybe about 4 months later, the car wasn't on the glass window. It had actually fallen off. It actually curled up and went a different color. It used to be a nice crisp picture out of a magazine, but it started to get a little bit tatty, if that's a word, because the toaster was underneath the cupboard, and the heat of the toaster probably discolored it, and it was getting a little bit, the piece of paper, the picture of it was that size there, on the glass. So it started to curl up a bit. So I stuck it back up and I got sellotape. And I was about to stick it on the glass, and I actually put it on the inside then. I went, I should have put it on the inside so it wouldn't have been affected by, let's call it the weather. It wouldn't have, discolored. So I opened up the cover, got sellotape, stuck it on again, and closed the cover. Now it's on the inside, I could see this car. And that must have stayed there for about, I don't know, I can't remember, but maybe not a year, but maybe close to a year. And one day I was driving down the road, motorway, and I saw this big Mercedes sign. And I went in, parked outside, and I was ashamed of my own car. So I didn't park in the Mercedes lot. I parked outside. And I went into the showroom and I was walking around, and the guy came over and said, "Hey, sir, is there anything I can help you with today?" And I said, "No, I'm just having a look." He says, "Oh, no. What are you having a look at?" I don't know. He says, "Is there a car I can show you?" I says, "Do you have, well, I love the SLs, but I can't afford one." And you can write this down. He said, "You can't afford to think like that." Write that down. You can't afford to think like that. The only thing you cannot afford is to think like that. He says, "Come on in, I show you. I've got your car." He took me in, he showed me this beautiful silver 500 SL convertible. I can't remember the price. I think in British pounds, it was like 88,000 pounds, like $130,000 or something at that stage. Maybe 15 years, 20 years ago. He says, "This is your car, sir." Yeah. And I could see on the inside of the window, there was like my car in my kitchen. I could see the price. And I went, oh. He says, "What do you drive at the minute?" And I said, "I have to drive an old car. It's an old Mercedes." It's "What type is it?" It's an E-Class. It's an E-Class. It's an old one, you know. Come on, let's have a look at your car. "No, you don't want to see my car." He says, "No, where is it?" And it wasn't in the parking lot. I said, "I parked it out on the street." He says, "Okay." So he walked around my car and he looked at it. And he went, "Well, I see what you mean." "I see what you mean." And he says, "Well, listen now, I think we can do something here. I'll trade in this car and we can work some finance on this car. And maybe we can do some business today." I said, I just can't afford it." He said, "But sit down with me here and let's do the math." So we sat down and started writing down, okay, this is a new car, it's 88,000. I can give you like 8,000 for your own car, so you need 80,000. So if you give me a deposit of 15%, like $12,000, I could finance this car. It'll cost you like $500 a month. I said, "How much? $500 a month? Oh, that's affordable. Oh, you mean? Yeah." He says, "Listen," he says, "would you like a test drive in it?" And I says, "Well, no, I don't want you to take it out of the showroom. No. He said, No, we have other ones out the back. With ones in here, secondhand ones. It's the same thing. This one's 3 months old. That one's 9 months old. Come on, we'll take you for a drive." So I went for a drive in this car, and we stopped. The lights, pressed the button. He pressed it. I didn't know. The roof went into the back. Oh my God, I want this car. So he says, "Well, take the new one." He says, "Give us 2 days. Give us 2 days. We'll have the car sitting ready for you. We have a bit of paperwork to do. You can have your new car in 2 days." And 2 days later, I had my own 500 SL Mercedes. And what I did was I turned the invisible into the visible, because I programmed myself that it was my car. I was getting this car. I wanted this car. I'd seen this car all the time, except on my driveway. I saw it in the kitchen cupboard. I took my car from the kitchen cupboard, put it on my driveway because of vision, because of goal setting, and because of it was always on my mind. And what you think about most, write this down. What you think about most, you become. What you think about most can come to reality. So in this business, the first thing you need to do is make a decision. Are you in or out? Are you half in or are you half out? Are you doing 3 programs or are you doing 1 program? Because I know who makes the money here. Not the person that does 2 or 3 programs. It's the person that does 1. You've got to make a decision. Yeah? And then what you need to do for 2025, you may say, well, 2025 is over. It's not over. I did 2 ranks inside 9 days. I did Voyager and Vanguard inside 9 days. There's 9 days to the end of the month. You can go 2 ranks by the end of the month. So we need to make a plan for 2025. We need to make a plan for 2025. What can you do? Today's the start of your planning. What can you do in 2026? We plan out 26. We plan out 27. Now, this slide alone, I could spend an hour talking about decisions and planning and action. That's the next thing. What kind of action do you need to take? Massive action. No. We hear that in the industry. Oh, massive action equals massive results. That's right. Massive action, write it down, equals massive results. But that's not the action I want you to take. I know people taking massive action and they're not moving forward. I know people taking massive action and it's not working. So what's the problem? You got to take the correct action. You're doing the wrong thing. Some people are doing too much of the wrong thing. They're saying too much. They're going to their friends and saying, "Hey, have you heard about Brian Benson?" Dude, Brian Benson, never heard of. Oh, Brian Benson for finance. Is that finance? What is finance? We assume people understand what finance is. We understand. You've got to change your language. Oh, but we've got this EX I bought, this EX I bought. EX what? What language are you speaking? So you've got to dumb it down to normal. And you got to be professional in what you say. You got to take the correct action. Sometimes if you watch the people that are failing, you will learn. You learn from failure. When you were a child, and mommy asked you to take a step, you fell. And she picked you up and asked you to take another step, and you fell again. And you got up and fell and got up, and then you said, "I'm not walking. I'm going to crawl." And you crawled and you crawled for 9 months. And then when you were 9 months, 1 year, your first step, and mommy and daddy started crying. "Oh, look, wee Johnny. Oh, look, wee Susan. She took her first step. Wow, they're so proud of you." But you failed so many times until you tried it again to get it right. You persisted. So it's taking the correct action. The correct action. How I describe this one is golfer. So how do you get good at golf? Massive action? No. Imagine you put the ball down and you hit it, and the ball goes shoo, way off to the left. You put a ball down, you hit it, shoo, off to the left. Put the ball down, keep practicing, keep practicing. Practice makes, no, it doesn't. Practice does not make perfect. You put the ball down, keep practicing, it keeps going left. Put it down, practice, keeps going left. It's not perfect. Practice makes permanent. It's a permanent left hook. It's wrong. It's terrible. It's a permanent left hook because you keep practicing. Practice does not make perfect. Practice makes permanent. You keep doing the wrong thing, it's always wrong. So what do you need to do when your golf's not good? Now, I don't play golf. I'm only using this as an analogy for training. You need a coach. You need a mentor. Write it down. I need a coach. I need a mentor. Even the best of the best need a coach. Best of the best need a mentor. The top sports people in the world still have a coach. Hey, he just won the Olympics, but he has a coach. Who needs a coach when you can win the Olympics? So in the golf course, you need to go to the shop. But it's all the golf equipment. You say, "Hey, I need to hire a lesson. I need a pro to teach me." And they book you in. "Hey, next Wednesday, 3 o'clock, see you on the first tee." So next Wednesday, you go for your lesson. And what does the coach say? He says, "Put the ball down. Right, hit the ball." And it goes left again. Put another one down. Hit it again. Left. Okay, stop. You're doing the wrong thing. Let me see how you're holding the club. Well, when you look at that, how on earth is the ball going to go straight to the flag when you're holding the club like that? You've got the wrong grip. Now, look at the way you're standing. Your feet are pointing to the left, so that's why the ball is following that direction. You need to line up with the flag and have your feet pointing, 2 toes in a line aiming at the flag. You need to get straight. You need to drop your shoulder. Drop the shoulder. So what happens is the coach gives you guidelines, tips, and hints to make it, and you hit the ball again. You go, "Wow, it went straight." Do it again. Wow. So correct action, correct practice makes perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. Write that down. Perfect practice makes perfect. Not practice makes perfect. Practice makes permanent. And when you do something right over and over and over again, it's permanent. It's like when you drive a car the first time, it's so awkward and clumsy, isn't it? Put on the belt. Look at that mirror. No, look at this mirror. No, push that in. Push that up there. Press that down. And she jumps forward. It's clumsy. It's awkward. And you do it again. And you do it again. And then you get it right. You take another lesson. Get it right. Get it right. And any of you remember starting to drive, well, now you drive effortlessly. You don't even think. You drove the whole way from there to there, 30 kilometers, 30 miles. You don't even remember that last town. You don't even remember turning on the indicator. It was automatic driving. You were looking in the mirror. You were looking over here. The seatbelt went on automatically. Everything was, you understand? So perfect practice makes permanent. That's what you need to do. Find out what's working and use techniques that work, not things that don't work for you. So a little bit of adjustment can get your business in good shape. Now, setting goals is the first step of turning the invisible into the visible. I turned a car that I didn't have into a car parked in my driveway by designing, by dreaming, by daily. I'm a daydreamer. I dream all the time because there's so much out there you can have. But you got to get what you want. You got to take images. You got to place them around your being so you see yourself with them in the present tense. That's my car. My wife said, "What's that car doing on our kitchen cupboard?" I told her a year before I got the car, I said, "That's my new car." She laughed. That's your new car. Yeah. It fell off the cupboard. It was crumpled. I stuck it on again. I believed I was going to get the car. I believed I was going to turn the invisible into the visible. All I needed was a vehicle, not a car, a vehicle to bring me the money. I needed $500 a month to get that car. You can have any car for $500 a month, nearly any car, 500 to 1,000 a month. Yeah. But with this program, you can make 1,000 a day very easily. $5,000 a day, some people are making quite easily. You can afford anything. You can turn the invisible into the visible with an opportunity like this. This is a financial vehicle to take you from A to B. And all you need to do is learn what? How to drive this car. And this Aurum car is very easy to drive because you don't have to explain it to anybody when you can get somebody else to explain it for you. You shouldn't even have to learn how to talk. You could get a piece of paper and write down, "Do me a favor, please. Would you do me a favor?" If you said to somebody, "Would you do me a favor?" what will they say? Yes, of course. What can I do? Would you watch this information for me if I send you a link? Yeah, but what is it? It's a link to my new business. I need you to, you can write it down. I need you to have, you don't even have to learn how, maybe you can't talk. Write it down and you can get somebody in front of the information. And if they attend the Zoom and they like what they see, you've got your business off to a start. So setting goals, career goals are very important. What do you do for a living right now? Are you in a job? Do you own your own business? Are you retired? Are you a student? Find out, are you happy with where you are? Very important. When you were a kid, leaving school, you had dreams and ambitions. Oh, I'm going to be a rock star. I thought I was going to be a rock star. Oh, you're going to be in the movies. Oh, I'm going to be in the movies. I'm going to be a nurse. I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to be a dentist. I'm going to be a cowboy. I'm going to be all those things we wanted to be. Are you what your dreams were back then or not? Because it's the decisions you've made in the past that have taken you exactly to where you are now. It's no responsibility of your introducer. It's no responsibility of your sponsor. It's no responsibility of this company. It's no responsibility of your parents, whether you're going to be successful here or not. All responsibility lies with you right now. All responsibility for my Aurum business. The buck stops with you. You're the boss. You're the boss of your business. You're the boss of your time. You're the boss of your efforts. You're the boss of your goal setting. You're the boss. You're in control of your future. Nobody else. You. And the decisions you make will take you to where you need to go. Are you happy with your career? If not, you need a career change. You need some vehicle that's going to take you out of that career. Yeah? Family goals. Is everything cool with a family? Some families fallouts. Why? Money problems. Money problems. Generally, relationships, money problems again. Money problems. Health, money problems. Why do people go into bad health? Money problems. Yeah, the stress of lack of money, the stress of life, the stress of financial stress is a big killer. Heart disease, pressure, blood pressure, to do with health, comes from this slide here. Can change your whole life. This slide here. And I can spend 3 days talking about this slide here. And I have about 100 slides to go through. There's endless information available to help you develop the lifestyle that you deserve. Travel goals. What travel goals have you? What travel goals have you for this year, next year? Yes, Dubai. That's right, Dubai. We leave on the 15th, we arrive on the 16th, we leave on the 19th, we get home on the 20th. Yeah, I got that one. You've all got that one. Okay, Dubai. Because everybody on this call is going to Dubai, aren't they? It's very easy to go to Dubai. What you do is tonight you book your flights. And then between now and the 7th of January, you qualify. What do? Tonight you book your flights, so you're committed. And then you work between now and the 7th of January, you qualify. Simple. Everyone's going to Dubai. We can all meet in Dubai. We can do this training in Dubai if you like. So that's our first travel, Dubai. Where's our next one? And most people don't plan their holidays because they don't have the money or they don't have the time. Write that down. Most people who don't travel is because they don't have the money and they don't have the time. So what do you mean you don't have the time? Well, I can't get off work. What? You can't get off work? What do you mean you can't get off work? Well, I was already off, so I have no more holidays. No holidays. Who owns your life? You or somebody else? Who owns your life? You can take off whenever you want. You can do what you want. You're in control of your life. You should be thinking of the 7 wonders of the world. Have you seen the 7 wonders of the world? If not, why not? And I mean physically go. Next year, you should go and see 3 of these things. Do you know what the 7 wonders of the world are? You ever been to the Colosseum? Have you ever seen the Redeemer live? You ever there in Brazil? Were you ever in Rome? The Great Wall of China? Yeah? Were you ever in Peru? Do you know what the 7 wonders of the world are? Could you go and find out? Go and do it? Why don't you do 3 of them next year and 4 the year after? How's that? Have you been to the top 10 beaches in the world? Have you been to the 10 top national parks in the world? Start enjoying the world. Start traveling. This business is flexible. You could do this business anywhere. I'm sitting in a little office here and I built a multi-million pound business from a little small office that can allow you to travel next year. You can build this business wherever you would like to travel. Look at cruise. Start thinking about travel goals, health goals. Are you eating the right food? Are you eating the right type of food? Yeah. Charity, business goals, savings and financial. Here's the sad part. If the money stopped today, let's say your money stopped coming in. I'm talking about your income from your job, or if you own a shop or a business, the income that stops today, or all income stops, including government. Government stops paying you, right? That's it. No more money today. That's the last day. Have you enough money to get you through? Save. Have you put away enough money already? Look at your age. Take a look at your age. Say, well, what have I done all my life? Have I enough that can carry me through for the next 12 months without working? Most people cannot get past 3 months. After 3 months, they lose their house. Field payment, saving the money for food. They're even saving for food and not heat because they haven't put away enough money because they're not financially astute. They've worked all their life and haven't saved anything. They haven't waited for a rainy day. They haven't provided for a rainy day. So maybe one of your goals is, I'm going to put 10% of what I make to charity and 10% what I make to savings. And in 3 years from now, wow, I will have a pool of money that's going to carry me out in the event something happens, that the money stops. You need to think about all of these things in big, big detail and write 10 pages on it. On each of those topics, go through and design your future, design what has to happen. Because other than Aurum, what financial strategy have you in place? Other than Aurum, what financial strategy have you in place to increase your wealth in 2026? I diversify. I buy art. I buy Rolex. I buy horses. I buy Bitcoin. I diversify so that in a rainy day, I go, wow, I can sell my watch. Wow, it all comes to, I can go and sell the watch, or I can go and sell that piece of art, or because the problem is people don't understand how money works. They get money and they spend it, and then they don't have any. They don't know how to not spend it. They don't know how to save. They don't know how to invest. Okay, and again, it's not financial advice, but they haven't thought about saving for that rainy day, putting something away that they can't spend. If I buy a Rolex watch, I can't spend it. I'm committed. I've got it in the safe, locked up. And if there was a rainy day, wow, last resort, guys, we sell the watch because a Rolex will hold its value, particularly an unworn one. As an idea, it doesn't have to be a Rolex, but you know what I'm saying. Think about your future. Think about the 7 wonders of the world. Wow, that would be good. Oh, I'd love to go and see the top 10 tallest mountains. I don't want to go to the top. I don't want to go to the top, but I want to go a little bit up, half an hour up the mountain, back down and say, wow, I was on K2. I was on Kilimanjaro. I was on top mountain. Whatever it is that floats your boat. Go and do it. Start seeing the world.
Hello. Welcome to the Aurum user manual. Today we will show you how to register your account to start investing with Aurum. First of all, input your email address. Secondly, input your phone number. Then, create a password. It should meet the requirements listed below the field. Last but not least, enter your invite code. Press the continue button. You just finished your first step of registration. Now, input your first and last name and choose a username. After that, input your date of birth. Select your country. Be sure to check the terms of use checkbox. Almost there. Press the sign up button. Now, check your inbox. You should get a message from Aurum with the code needed for email verification. Enter the code, press the confirm button, and congratulations. Your account has been successfully created. Thank you for your time.
So here's a question. Can any of you send me that video right now? Can any of you send me that video right now? You all know where the video is. Have you got a link to the video? If you were to sign somebody up right now and they needed directions, do you have that video sitting ready in your notes? Go copy, go to WhatsApp, paste, boom. Here's my registration link. Here's a short video that shows you how to register. Are you prepared to do business? Imagine you had a shop and somebody came in with $100 note and they wanted to buy something for $40, and they go up to the shop and say, there you go, there's $100, and you go, well, sorry, listen, I can't take the $100, it's only $40, would you have $40? Well, I just give you 100. There's $40 in the 100. Well, yes, but I need $40 on their own because I don't have change. I don't have 60 to give you. You don't have change to allow me to buy this? I'm not prepared. My float's empty. My till's empty. I'm not prepared for my business. You understand how silly that sounds? So you got to get prepared for business. You've got to know where your referral link. You should have it in your notes. My referral link, link to Zoom, link to training, link to registration video. You need to build a library of stuff to help you design your business. Because what I get is everybody asks me, you know why? Because they know I have it. So you've got to become how you want your sponsor to be. You've got to be the person you would like your sponsor to be. You understand? Write that down. You've got to become the person you'd love your sponsor to be. Think about that. Think about that statement. So, have you tried the products? Well, if you're brand new, maybe you've only tried the first one, EXI bot. That's where we all generally start. After about 3 weeks, my recommendation is to try the other couple of products as well. Maybe the Pro and the Zeus. You could try them in around the same time, but not at the outset. We don't want to confuse customers, and we don't want it to be complicated. Yeah, we want it to be an easy, simple experience. So when you get them on the first product, show them the reinvestment button, show them how to withdraw, teach them how to top up or create a new account. So you can have a single account and you can top that one up and make it bigger to get to a higher percentage, or you can create a new deposit of 2 accounts inside one. So you need to understand those things. And that's why I suggest the first 2 or 3 weeks, just focus on that. And then when you're recruiting new customers, you're focusing on that and they're focusing on that, and we get some momentum. If you try and do it all at once, crazy. Zeus AI Xbot, Zeus C Pro. What do you? I'm lost. I'm confused. A confused mind says no. So keep it simple. Just the XI bot. 3 weeks later, hey, that bot's going well. I know you now understand it. What about trying Pro? How does this work? Well, it's over in Telegram. Let me show you. By the way, you can withdraw at any time. Let me show you. By the way, okay, what have you got Bitcoin? Well, you can't put that in Pro. You can't put that in bot. You put your Bitcoin in the Zeus bot. Let me show you. And then you can spend a little bit of time teaching these 2 products. Maybe the week after that, a month from now, decide card. You don't need the card at the beginning because you've no money. Build some profits and then you can put it on the card. So again, don't confuse people and get people excited about the card. That's not where the big money will be made. The card is a convenience tool. You can make great money with the card, but the business will build EXI bot much, much faster. And then maybe the exchange. So in the red boxes are the products I've tried. I haven't tried the flash loans. I haven't tried any other product because I'm still getting comfortable with these ones. Okay. But I think that's a nice process. Stick to the first spot for about 3 weeks, then dabble into the next 2, the Pro and the Zeus. You'll find them together. Maybe the week or 2 after that, try the card. Maybe after that, try a little bit on the exchange, start the liquidity product, and now get a flavor for the ecosystem. Yeah. The staking product is phenomenal. Imagine getting 17 to 20% a year on your money. Imagine the bank call you up and, hey, how are you? It's the local bank here. Oh yeah. What do you want me for? Well, we'd like to change our rates. Oh no, you're not going to put them down. No, we're going to pay you 17 to 20% a year now on your money. Who's this? It's your local bank. You're going to give me what? 17 to 20% a year. Now, what kind of product's that? Imagine you call your best friend and said, you bank with? I bank with blah, 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 blank. What kind of money do you make in the bank? Nothing, they don't pay much. I'm working with the Aurum Neobank. They're paying me 17 to 20% a year. What? On your money? Yep. And you have to lock it in? No. Take it out any day you want. No lock in, no contract. Put it in today, take it out tomorrow if you wish. Wow, 17 to 20%? Why is that good? Because 17 to 20% beats the bank. 17 to 20% a year beats real estate. Property. You get into real estate, you will not make 17 to 20% a year. you make 5 to 10% a year if you're lucky. The yield on property is 5 to 10%, depending whether you're dealing with commercial property or residential property. What is a yield? I'll give you an example. You buy a property for 100,000 and you rent it for 10,000 a year. You buy it for 100 and you rent it out for 10,000 a year. The yield is 10,000 divided into the price, which is the 100,000, is 10%. So if you buy a property for 100,000 and you're getting 10,000 rent, you're getting a 10% yield. Is that going to happen? It's going to be very tough. It's more likely the property will cost you 200,000 and you get 10,000 a year. That's a 5% yield. This is 17 to 20% on your points. With property, you can't take the money out when you need it. You have to sell your property. You have to find a customer. You have to find a real estate agent. You got to advertise it. You got to clean it up. Then you have to let customers view your property. Then you close the sale. Then you need the bank. Then you need the lawyers. It might take 6 months because it's not instant liquidity in a property. It's a liquid property, but it's not instantly liquidatable. You can't liquidate it fast. Whereas this, 6 minutes, not 6 months. Put your Bitcoin in, take it out. Put Ethereum in, take it out. So people have money parked up on other products, on other exchanges, on other wallets, doing nothing. In here, they get a little bit of profit every day. We pay the daily profits to the staking account every day. And that's a nice place to start some business, people, because we're not trading with this product. People think Aurum's some kind of trading bot. Aurum is an ecosystem of many, many products. This one's already up and running. Here's an example. $1,000 has already brought in $8.94 profit. 0.1 Bitcoin has already brought in 0.0018489 in just a couple of weeks. All of Bitcoin keeps adding. You get more Bitcoin just leaving it here without trading. Great product. Tested $1,000, $500 withdrawal. So $1,000. Let's take out 500 straight into the trust wallet. No problem. Now there's 513. It went from 1,008 to 513. $13 profit. The Bitcoin 0059. What was it here? 0018. This account's making Bitcoin every day. This account's making USDT every day without spending, without trading. If you want it out, you can take it all out at the touch of a button. Boom. Withdraw, history, $500 on the blockchain. Nice product. That's on Brian Benson's exchange, and it's going to get better. All right. Good advice. Don't be misled that high earnings are easily achieved. If somebody says they're making tens of thousands, yeah, maybe they are, but don't be misled that it was easy. It's not easy. It's hard work. It's effort. It's consistency. It's focus. That's the hard work. Now, there's nothing heavy to lift. Don't get your hands dirty. You don't have to go out in the rain. All you need is an internet connection. But don't be misled that high earnings are easily achieved. There's work. Okay? Past performance is not indicative of future results. We can't predict the lottery. Who can predict the lottery next week? Anybody? Who can tell me what price Bitcoin is next Thursday at 3:30 in the afternoon? Can anybody tell me what is the exact price of Bitcoin at 3:30 p.m. next Wednesday afternoon? Past performance is not indicative of what's going to happen in the future. You've got to use these disclaimers. Cryptocurrency trading is volatile. Like Bitcoin was 3,000, went up to 6,000, 10,000, 20,000, back down to 3. Went 6,000, 10,000, 20,000, 64,000, back to 19. 19, 20, 30, 80,000, 120, and back to 90. So it can be volatile. You've got to understand that. But so is your house. Your house is volatile. Did you know that? What price is your house today? You don't know. You don't know the value of your house today. And what was it in 2007? It changed with the market crash, didn't it? The value of your house in 2008, 2007, 2008. when Barings Bank went down, all the properties were revalued. What was your house valued at 2004, 2005? I had a property valued at $600,000, and after the market crash, it was valued at 275. It went from 600 to 275. My house. But I wasn't selling it, so it didn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're not selling your Bitcoin. It's all about accumulating, and always seek professional advice. So this is training for the network. This is network training. You've got to use your disclaimers because you're not licensed to sell securities. You're not licensed to sell investments. But here's the good news. You can't sell investments. You don't have any bonds to sell. You don't have any of these cards to sell. This is the only card I have. It's mine. It's not for sale. Your card is yours. It's not for sale. You can't sell these. You're not selling financial investments. What we're doing is we're pointing people to a website. We're pointing people to a subscription for $20. When your customer onboards for $20, then they deal directly with Aurum, not with you. They're ordering the product directly from Aurum, not from you. They're ordering the card from Aurum, not from you. You cannot sell financial services. You're not licensed to, and I don't want you to. You get in trouble. Okay? We're selling a subscription for $20. We're pointing people to a website. If somebody said to you, listen, I'm looking for a new watch. I don't have time to go to the shop. Is there any good sites where I can get a great watch? Yeah, let me send you this link here. You're pointing people to a website. This shop does great watches. Oh, this shop does good clothes. Or this shop is good for buying furniture online. This shop is good for this. Okay, so we're pointing people to the Aurum website, but the customers are dealing directly with the company. We talk about product. This is the EXI I bought. A $500 account went to 382 of profit in just 5 months, guys. 76%. The bank won't pay 76% in 5 months. Property won't pay 76%. This is a small account at 500. Bearing in mind, you can start with 100. So you need to start working out the math on your own account. If somebody said, well, how's your account doing? Don't know. Well, there's how you work it out. That's why we teach this. You take the profit, 382. You divide it by the deposit of